After several months of work, the team has secured a 123-unit building in Central Phoenix near I-17 and Grand Canyon University. This property has been recently renovated with over $2 million in capital improvements, but the prior owner was in a difficult debt situation and recently lost the building to the lender. We are purchasing this building directly from the lender for the owner's debt amount of $13 million or $105,000 per unit. The property has great curb appeal and two nice courtyards with pools and ramadas, but it also requires strong property management to lease up the remaining 25 vacant units. We expect that our team will reach full occupancy over the next 6 months, and then we plan to operate the property for a few years before selling it to the next owner.
I've known this property for many, many years in the area. Property was well renovated. The last owner spent over $2 million on it, and I was really impressed with the highlights of what they spent money on. They did things like chiller repairs, plumbing, sewer lines, electrical, roofing, cooler units for the inside of each apartment, all the things that cost money, and if you don't get those working well, then the other stuff doesn't matter. It wasn't a good area for a long time, and then some other things happening in that whole corridor has really changed that. I don't want to fault too much on GCU, but they're a great neighbor. They're doing amazing things. I think it's their aspiration over time to own the whole rectangle between Missouri on the north side, Camelback on the south, I-17 on the east, and 35th Avenue on the west. That's 270 acres, and they picked up a good portion of it. This project is also one of the only projects in that 270 square acres of property that's still not owned by GCU. So I think there's some value to that. It's a distressed asset. It makes sense for us. There's a certain optimism in the market, and I think that's going to help us a lot. There's going to be a new group of buyers out in the market. And in general, Phoenix, it's amazing what we have going on. The Metro Center Mall, which was the largest mall in the Southwest, basically fell into the dirt years ago. And so that's going to be a very, very large redevelopment project. Phoenix Light Rail now extends right past the mall. It's all right there. So I think that West Valley is really starting to boom. At the price we're paying for this property, it's just amazing. I didn't see anything today on the property walkthrough that would make me that concerned about it, other than we just have to run it. And I think we're capable of doing that.
All right, we're here at Grand Canyon University on their campus at the baseball fields, and we just got done touring the property venture on Colter. This is a lively place. It feels all very new. It's a very integrated campus. Everything is here. It's really like this cool college campus experience. So really, really cool things that GCU is doing here for students and for the community. This part's a little bit of a niche that's kind of in the corner, and it felt very safe, quite quiet, even though it was close to I-17. So overall, I really thought that it showed very well. What are some of your key takeaways about the property?
The neighborhood's improving, and I feel very confident what's happening, and it's clearly not going in the wrong direction. This is not what this neighborhood was.
No.
And this is, it's significantly changed from what it used to be.
Yeah. The first thing I noticed was just how peaceful the area felt and how clean and quiet, and I think that's a direct result of being literally across the street from GCU. They've done a beautiful job investing in the area, and we just benefit. The property is impeccably maintained. You can see that the money, it shows where they spent the money, and it's beautiful too. It's two separate buildings, so there's two different courtyards with sparkling pools, and we have the rooms for dogs to run around. It's mostly one bedrooms and studios, which we've seen a great need for. We've had properties, 36th Street, that has mostly one bedrooms, and really seen that fill up fast, and people are looking for this type of unit.
Positive thing is the price we're buying it for on a per unit basis. A little bit dated, they painted cabinets instead of replacing them, countertops too, but that's okay. That's the stuff that's cheap and easy.
I really loved how many kind of small and established businesses are in this area, and I think there's a lot of opportunity for outreach there of that's where a lot of our future tenants are.
So it's a really great place, affordable place, and we need more affordable places in Phoenix. They're about 80% occupied, so we need to go lease up about 20 to 25 units, and that's going to be the big challenge.
And from what we've heard is the tenants that are there, they are long-term tenants.
We'll have an on-site manager. There's a nice office. They'll work there.
We have an on-site manager, we have an on-site maintenance person, and then they operate the asset, much like we do at Adventure and Country Club.
But I think the biggest thing it needs is just time and attention on attracting more tenants. It is on that outreach, and we're prepared to do that.
We're able to come in, buy it directly from the lender who took it back a few months ago, and buy it for the debt. So we're buying it at a great entry point. We are excited to announce the purchase of Venture on Colter. This property is lender owned and we're buying it directly from the lender for $13 million, which is the prior owner's debt amount. The prior owner also invested $2 million in capital expenditures that have all been completed and which we are now the beneficiaries of. A few years ago, the property was valued between 18 and 20 million. Our plan is to bring in our strong property management team, run the property very well, and in 3 years, sell the property to the next owner for 18 million. There are two ways for you, our investors, to invest in this project. The first way is to invest directly in Venture on Colter. Let me explain what that would look like. Like our past properties, this investment would pay a 12% preferred annual return. We also expect to pay 5% distributions beginning in years 2 through years 3. Direct investment into Venture on Colter is open to Arizona residents with a $5,000 minimum investment, or for non-Arizona residents if they are accredited investors for a $25,000 minimum investment. In addition to being able to invest directly in Venture on Colter, you can also invest via our opportunistic fund. The opportunistic fund is expecting to pay a 16 to 20% annual return and will purchase 5 to 10 properties similar to Venture on Colter. These will be distressed properties that we're buying at a great discount. For Arizona residents, you can invest in our opportunistic fund with a minimum of $5,000. It's also open to national investors for a $50,000 minimum investment. We expect Venture on Colter to be another great Venture Residences project. We appreciate your support and we're excited to make this project a success.